Oh, hi there. I didn't hear you come in. Welcome back to what is apparently an annual series. I don't know how to start videos, so I thought trying to animate a little skit would be funny. Then I realized that I'm awful at doing animation in Sony Vegas, so this is all I've got. Special thanks to Zachary Reed in the YouTube comments for suggesting this challenge to me. Support is always well appreciated. Anyway, why don't we get down to business? We both know we're here for one thing, and that's to watch Dead Rising 3 beat me senseless again. So, let's just get on with that. Cue the video. So, Dead Rising 3, huh? Dead Rising 3 hates me and my attempts to punch the world in the face. Spoilers for my last video, which this is kind of a sequel to, but I attempted to beat Dead Rising 3 without using any weapons or vehicles, and it went quite poorly. Unlike Dead Rising 2 off the record, roadblock upon roadblock popped in that forced my hand. It was quite sad, honestly. Well, Dead Rising 3 has a series of 4 DLC episodes titled The Untold Stories of Los Perdidos, which is a word that I don't know how to pronounce. These take place at different times during the outbreak and allows you to play as 3 minor characters from the story, and also Brad Park. Operation Broken Eagle, Fallen Angel, Chaos Rising, and The Last Agent. Each are about an hour or two long, and today we're going to be seeing if the DLC is a kinder, more loving presence in our life by asking the question, can you beat the Untold Stories of Los Perdidos without using any weapons? The rules this time around are going to be very similar to Dead Rising 3's. First things first, all items that fall into any of the 16 weapon categories are banned, combo weapons included. Vehicles are also going to be banned, as I consider these to fall into the weapon category. Handling weapons for a short period of time by accident is allowed, as picking things up can be a little tricky sometimes. Characters also typically begin episodes with weapons, so dropping them is also just fine. Secondly, survivors are less of a priority in these episodes than the main game, but if I ever have access to any, I won't be giving them weapons. Lastly, there aren't really any alternate endings to these episodes, so there's not exactly an S ending to go for. Completing them is more than enough. Everything else is clear to be used, healing items and combo drinks are fine, and the use of the Stunt Devil book is pretty much mandatory. Also, I'm not sure if this was supposed to happen or not, but I started the first episode at level 1, forcing me to start everything all over again. I didn't expect that, but things certainly got harder because of it. Lastly, full story spoilers ahead for all episodes, and probably the main game too. Operation Broken Eagle puts us into the shoes of Adam Kane. You know, the guy that got his ass kicked really easily by a man wearing a children's raincoat. We see those fucking bikers shoot down Adam's chopper and strand them during their mission to wipe out everyone in the city. First thing I do is realize that I'm level 1 again and instantly become scared of everything. I don't have my Stunt Devil book, I've got limited health, limited storage space, no combos, and extremely limited sprint. A baby once more. Throughout this episode, we have the ability to pick up dog tags of fallen soldiers as one of our new collectibles. Very helpful for leveling up whenever we get radio of them. First is Smith's, which boosts us to level 2. I don't immediately choose combo food like last time, curious if I ever really needed it in the first place. Now we find ourselves in the Hell Subway, my least favourite location in the game. But after finding out I can't actually customize my characters for these episodes and screaming at some football zombies, I make it out and immediately begin getting shot at. Being such a low level and having to deal with late game threats is something I cannot fully express, especially while being unable to actually defend myself properly. I locate and collect Hancock's dog tag and put a point into agility. I'd almost forgotten how much sprinting there was in this challenge. I immediately found afterwards that I definitely did need combo food to make a quick step, so that was pretty tragic. Running out of sprint constantly while trying to get across the bridge wasn't fun. But I finally make it to collect Chang's dog tag, followed by spending just so much time trying to figure out what the precious cargo was. Adam then reminds us that he's the bad guy by cleansing a safe house and killing everyone inside. On my way over to Taxi Company, I pick up Han's dog tag and actually manage to find Sunshine alive and well. He has a gun that I don't know I can take yet, and upon arrival I accidentally just straight up lock him outside. The true horror of this part finally sets in, as the game informs me that I have to clear this entire area of zombies, including my beloved king zombies! And there's a fucking lot of them. All 4 corners have to be wiped clean, and each new corner is a brand new horde for my incredibly weak ass to get knocked around by. I have to exhaust a lot of healing items just to keep myself and Sunshine alive, and after somehow missing it so many times, I finally pick up on the fact that I can steal Sunshine's gun and force him to abide by my shitty rules as well. It takes me about 15 minutes to get rid of everything, but Sunshine and I rise to the top of the horde, and now I have to fire a signal flare from the rooftops. Oh no. Oh, this took shorter than usual. There's no way to get around handling the flare gun, and thus we have to fall down our levels of denial once again, like a staircase of hatred. We do have to use a weapon, but can you beat the untold stories of Los Perdidos without using any weapons to kill? Boy, do I not like how this is going. Firing the flare leads the rest of our team to show up and set up base, and now it's time for me and my best friend Sunshine to locate some lost supplies from Charlie units. In regular Dead Rising 3 fashion, it's on the other side of the fucking map. I pick up Dixon's dog tag on the way, and by some miracle we both make it there in one piece and clear out the remains of our colleagues. Our next task is one that's all too familiar. Get in a vehicle. Dead Rising 3's history with vehicle usage is very awkward for me. Sometimes they just kinda let you get away with it, but most of the time they don't. Getting into the armadillo reveals the supplies are inside, and, of course, destroying the armadillo fails the mission. Fuck me, that was fast. In the span of just one episode, the challenge is already in pieces. Just like the fuel car in the base game, the armadillo has to be driven and thus has to kill zombies. A suggestion I heard from a few people was to simply get out, kill the zombies around the car, get back in, which was a good idea, but I wasn't really sure how the rest of the run would go. If everything else went off without a hitch, I'd return and do exactly that. But until then, we're gonna be killing. So, how many weapon and vehicle uses does it take to beat the untold stories of Los Perdidos? I feel like I'm having fucking deja vu. So far, we've used one flare to signal Bravo that the taxi company was clear, and the armadillo used to bring back Charlie unit supplies. The zombie kill count doesn't really matter in the overall, but it's nice to keep track of. Personally, I ended up killing 183 zombies on the way over. My next task was to investigate where the president was and try to find her. And on the way over, I grabbed 2 Sana Wachowski's dog tags. Arriving at the stage met me with the resistance to the president's guard, which only led to my poor level 9 self having to fight, say it with me now, men with guns! The main strategy here is to use guerrilla tactics to carefully pick them off one by one, isolating them away from the other men to keep damage to a minimum. And of course by that I mean run up and kick them really hard and hope no one else is around. They love to throw grenades, and some of them just straight up have fucking RPGs. It's an explosive, deadly time, forcing me to run like the wind and search for heals constantly. Once the last guard is down, we pick up a GPS tracker and get sent to the rich part of the city to finally get the goddamn president. I've run out of funny ways to say I cross a bridge and pick up Collins' dog tag along the way. Arriving to the area leads to a very easy solution. We gently ask the president very nicely come with us, and she comes along, and we all go out for tea and biscuits, and of course, by that I mean there's a shitload of zombies and a fuckload of dudes, and they all have guns and explosives, and they fucking hurt. You basically just have to rely on hit and run tactics. With only 5 health blocks, it's suicide to try and take these guys head on. I spend a lot of time running to heal and attempting to lead guards into less populated areas to take them down. This is an extremely tense 5 minutes of running around, until I'm finally able to open the door and head inside to meet men with deadlier guns. This area is very open and has multiple levels to it, meaning there are very few places that I'm safe from being gunned down. Hit and run tactics are required yet again, especially against the guys carrying fucking RPGs. After a very long battle, I'm finally able to secure the president and finish Operation Broken Evil. The end cutscene reveals that Kane had some kind of guilt moment and decided not to destroy the black box with all the important info on it. Also, he shot the zombie president. This then leads into Dead Rising 3's part where a man in flip-flops and a children's raincoat beats the shit out of him. As we currently stand, there's one flare to signal Bravo and the armadillo to bring back Charlie's supplies, killing 183 zombies. Not a great start, but we can only go up from here, right? Right? Our next playable character is Angel. You know, the girl we found dead in the hotel that used to roll with Red and Annie.
I've seen it with my own eyes.
We find her drunk off her ass, which seems to be the usual for her, and our good friend Doug sends us off to an abandoned yacht to go search for supplies. I drop the weapon immediately and find some good news, and our stats have actually carried over this time. Thank fuck, because Broken Eagle at level 9 was brutal. Travelling to the yacht reveals that everyone's dead and the place is trashed, as well as revealing that firefighter zombies are really quite annoying to fight. We find some medical supplies with relative ease, and find that one of our safe zones has gone dark and we go to investigate. Doug suggests we find a car, and I laugh first at his face and then at myself when I remember that this is the way I decided to play Dead Rising 3 for the first time. I cross the bridge and get told about the security cameras that will sound a very loud alarm and draw all the zombies in the world to it. Inside the safe zone, we find that everyone is dead as shit, probably through Adam's bullshit or something. And now it's time to search for clues, and this took an embarrassingly long amount of time. Out the window, we see Winnie, a survivor, legging it away from us and start the chase. It's not actually a difficult chase, it's more of just kind of a fast follow. Winnie tells us it was Spec Ops, what a surprise, and that they took people and were now going to our base of operation. We find an execution in progress as we travel through the riverbed, giving us some more men with guns to fight. I surprisingly managed to save all 3, giving us a fat stack of PP. As we approach the school, Doug informs us that they're under attack and to bring a gun. Oh god, this is gonna be rough, isn't it? We head inside and get attacked by a group of Spec Ops soldiers. Luckily, I can indeed jump the barrier and get rid of the 3 guys. Really couldn't handle 3 guys, Doug? Outside is a much more annoying story, though. Men with guns and explosives surrounded by zombies, including the ever-horrifying football zombie. It was a fight, alright. Not exactly as difficult as I'd feared, but certainly not easy. My second execution-related save went much worse, and now we're heading into the communication tower with Doug to set up a new base. A few zombies here and there, nothing crazy. Holy shit, what happened there? Doug took over half his health from a single zombie hit. That's worse than the survivors in the original Dead Rising, and they're fucking worthless. Babysitting Doug much closer than before brings us to the door inside, which apparently will take Doug a few minutes to pick. Jesus Christ, Doug, what's wrong with you? You die in 2 hits and you take a few minutes to pick a door. Weren't you supposed to be a soldier? How are you this shit? So now we're stuck defending a guy that could die at any second while he picks a door, my favourite kind of mission. At the very least, the horde isn't too big, it's pretty simple to handle. I sure hope nothing happens in the almost 2 full minutes this takes. Oh god, they're everywhere. Fighting off a massive horde like this with my bare hands while also keeping myself and Doug alive is just... ooh, it's indescribable. Thankfully, Doug eventually gets his shit together and opens the fucking door, allowing us to get inside, and also kill every zombie inside too. Great. Along the way, I found the Fortune Fighter book, which is pretty much useless to me. Game wouldn't let me unequip it though, which is nice of it. Doug next suggests that we go and get a food truck, and last I checked, the truck was a vehicle, so we might be in a bit of trouble. God, there's a lot of executions happening in the middle of a zombie-infested area today. 2 on the way over here alone. I finally arrive at the burger place, only for it to be revealed that there's more fucking soldiers ready to shoot me in the face. It takes way too long, but I eventually get rid of them. Just in time for another fucking execution. Jesus Christ. Due to being extremely close by, I head over to the currently unmarked safe zone and pick up the Stunt Devil magazine, giving us the power to punch just a little better. I climb into the food truck to get the lay of the land, and just hope and pray that maybe Dead Rising 3 will repeat the coffin task again, but oh. I don't actually need the food truck for this. Oh, thank fuck, something's going right around here. We have to collect a bunch of weapon caches all over the map. I was a little worried when I saw the size of the cache, but it turns out it just disappears like any other key item when it's picked up, so far, so good. Second cache is easy, third's a little scary looking, but all in all, we're looking good. Till the next mission comes up. Return food truck to communications tower. You fucking game. You had me believe the truck was all a well-intentioned ruse, and then you pull this shit. Hoping the game would be kind, I headed to the tower on foot just to see how specific it was going to be. And yeah, it wanted that fucking truck. Next problem I faced was realizing that the truck isn't on the map anymore. So I had to find it myself. Took almost 10 minutes of running around like an idiot, but I found it. Now, here comes another great sadness for this run. You can't destroy the food truck without failing the mission, and there's no secret source to getting around the vehicle section, just like every other goddamn vehicle section we've faced so far. Just like the armadillo of Operation Broken Eagle, we're gonna put a pin in this and come back to it later if everything else ends up okay. But honestly, I'm not too hopeful at this point. The drive back to the tower was a fucking mess, and honestly shows why I shouldn't be in charge of any vehicle ever. All culminating in blowing the truck up right at the very end, but magically passing the mission milliseconds before the explosion occurred. What a fucking shit show. This absolute fucking lunacy resulted in 398 zombie kills, with most of those probably owing to the numerous times I had to reverse because I went the wrong way. I head over to meet Doug at the location of his big trap, revealing that he plans to lure the Spec Ops agents out of the police station, where we snipe them from a storefront. Right, Doug, that's a great plan and all, but do you remember that you have glass bones, paper skin, and die from a stiff breeze? Doug, this idea fucking sucks, and that's not even bringing up the fact that I don't use guns. So, Doug leaves us the shock blaster weapon, pretty good gun that we're not going to be using. There's no rule against leaving the shop, so we're just going to have to quickly punch the soldiers before Doug gets overwhelmed by zombies. Simple. Ah, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, this might be a problem. We could defend Doug okay against a large zombie horde. They only had a small gap to get through and could only hit at melee range. On the other hand, we have these fuckers. Guns and grenades, Doug being surrounded by zombies, a couple of shitty sandbags as protection. Doug, what is your fucking deal, dude? So I get sent all the way back to the tower and I have to run over to Doug again to give it another try. This time I try to be a little more aggressive, trying to keep them all occupied with me instead of being able to approach Doug. If he can hang out for a few moments and fend off zombies with a gun, I just don't know what to do. The plan fails immediately as they get past me, and literally one guy opening fire on Doug from close range kills him instantly. Holy shit, this is a problem. Starting from the tower again leads me to believe this shit is gonna get old real quick. On an unrelated note, however, I found out that zombies falling off roofs can actually damage the security cameras, which is fucking wild. I actually managed to destroy one of them through this method, which was something nice to offset the serious shit I was in. I dropped a save here to pray that I would spawn closer to the mission, and set my balls-to-the-walls attempt into action. I ran straight into the station to try and get them before they could, and Doug's already been hurt. Turns out he was getting overwhelmed by two zombies before I even left. God fucking damn it. Saving near Doug didn't work, so I save inside a garage to pray that I can spawn closer next time, and move into the next phase of my desperate struggle. When it comes to weapons versus vehicles, I've always said that vehicles are the lesser of the two evils, and as such, I tried to wall off Doug from the zombie threat by parking a bunch of cars in front of his shitty non-barricade. It was all going pretty well, and that is until I found out that Doug was shooting the fucking car. Just... well, I don't even have words. So I left Doug to his bullshit and tried to defend him once again. I fucking hate this game. So I fucking ran all the way back and tried to use the cars to block off the soldier spawn point. This was working really well until they fucking respawned. Are you kidding me? I actually think I might die. I tried this a few more times trying to just brute force my way in, but it just wasn't working. I genuinely don't think this is possible without a weapon. Doug sucks just too fucking hard. So I caved. I picked up the stupid shock blaster as a test and just started shooting. And even while using it, a car exploded and immediately damaged Doug. And as if this thing wasn't bad enough, after I killed the original 4 more of these assholes showed up. And then 4 more. And these guys had fucking RPGs. And after one almost tossed a grenade and killed Doug, 4 fucking more turned up. I actually cannot believe that you could beat this without weapons. Genuinely, if someone wants to beat this mission with their bare hands, I'm completely welcome to being wrong. But I can tell you for absolute fucking certainty, that person won't be me. Unless, it turns out that I'm a dumb, stupid idiot that's doing something wrong and there's something very obvious I'm missing, in which case, let me know and maybe it will be me that does it. I did this mission with 15 shock blaster shots, equaling to 16 dead Spec Ops soldiers and 5 dead zombies. I hate this fucking mission, let's move on. So Doug and Angel actually capture one of these fuckers alive, figuring out where our other survivors are being held. And now it's time to finally end Angel's god-awful episode. The facility they're being kept at is surrounded by the usual miserable obstacles, so I take them all out through the usual miserable means. Charge through the lab, kill the gunman, make a reference to Josef Mengele, and meet up with some old friends on the way. Upon finding the trapped survivors, Angel orders them to safety and lures the soldiers away by faking to the hotel. She says goodbye to Doug and heads over so that she can die in the main game. Thank fuck that's over. At the end of Fallen Angel, we stand at the Feastmobile used to bring food to the communication tower that killed 398 zombies, and 15 shock blaster shots used to protect Doug's stupid ass from the Spec Ops soldiers, resulting in 16 Spec Ops kills and 5 zombie kills. This is somehow already going the worst of all the challenges I've done so far. God fucking damn it, Doug. Welcome to Chaos Rising, the episode with a character I genuinely hate at the helm. As stated in my original Dead Rising 3 video, I hate the bikers in this game, and I hate Hunter the Confederate cunt the most. The first thing Hunter does is break out of prison in a very Hunter way, and start his revenge quest to get back at those who put him in there. Unlike Adam and Angel, Hunter doesn't actually start with a weapon we have to drop, but I do spend way too much time running around like an asshole trying to find the station exit. It's, fucking embarrassing, to say the least. I did eventually find out that I'm supposed to get into the police car to proceed, an order I was not pleased by. Luckily though, the car's not actually required, so we can just ditch it. The only plus sides I figured out about this so far is that our level has carried over again, and our stunt devil book is actually stuck around too, meaning we don't have to fuck around trying to get it again. Arriving at the production bridge nets us a meeting with Spider, who has apparently dethroned Torque as the leader of the group. There's a lot of in-game bullshit here that I'm not going to bother explaining, but in order to kill the guy that imprisoned us, we have to be a whiskey delivery boy for Spider. We pick up the bottle with great ease and head back, just to get thrown into a match with a bunch of bikers to make sure Hunter's not gone soft. They're pretty easy to beat because they're just some generic bikers, but they can be annoying if they gang up on you. As soon as we're done there though, Spider shoots us in the chest and throws us into a flaming dumpster, because criminals don't generally play by the rules. We're now low on health with all of our shit taken away, and it's time to go find Torque. We find him pretty easily, and Torque reveals that he actually has a plan in mind to take Spider down. First, he just needs 2 motorcycles and a sports bike, motherfucker. No way around it, no shenanigans, just find the bikes without markers on the map. I managed to find the first motorcycle pretty easily, and get it to Torque without killing a single zombie. The second motorcycle was found after a bit of fucking around, but I do accidentally kill a zombie on the way back. I thought about resetting to try again, but honestly, who gives a shit? I've killed 586 of these things so far. I spent a very long time trying to find a sports bike, till I found one just down the road and got mad at myself. Bringing it back to Torque nets us 2 motorcycles and 1 sports bike on the list, killing 1 whole zombie. Now that we're finally past that bike nonsense, maybe we can actually do something not related to vehicle. Nope, let's go collect Torque's stupid motorcycle. Honestly, I'm not sure why I expected a story centered around bikers to not feature motorcycles so predominantly. Fight some more bikers and gain access to Torque's bike. Unsurprisingly, now having to drive it all the way back. This brings our stupid counter up, netting 28 zombie kills along the way. This list is now longer than Dead Rising 3's was for the entire game, and that's just fucking stupid. Torque now tells us to come back later, as presumably this is some downtime for you to go around and collect some PP. I'm not gonna do that, so I spend 30 minutes hiding from zombies in a changing room before I can finally talk to Torque again. It turns out Torque spent all this time building the Thrasher, a motorcycle covered in saw blades that we won't be partaking in, meaning everything we just did was pointless. The plan now is to go hunt down Spider's 3 generals and collect their rings. First on the list is Razorface, held up in the mansion we've been to numerous times before. The bikers outside aren't scary at all, but Razorface! Oh boy, he's something. I would conservatively describe him as an absolute unit, who can easily grapple and knock you down, all while throwing molotovs like an asshole. He's actually a little difficult without weapons, and maybe have to run and heal quite a few times. Just like everything else though, eventually he falls and we pick up the ring. Next is Snake, and he's hiding out in an apartment building. Unlike Razorface though, Snake is more than happy to run like a coward, so we gotta chase him down. I catch him with one shoulder tackle and he dies instantly, quite a change of pace. Last is Cannons, hiding in a factory thing. She also spends the first part of the fight running away, but once we reach the rooftop she opens fire with a fucking gun. Once you get in close, she's actually not that difficult to fight, goes down real easy. With all 3 rings collected, it's time to head back to Torque and oh, he's dying. The subtitles turned off for some reason, but Spider swung by and killed Torque because, why not? And now we get to see Hunter's full shithead design just like in the original game. And boy, do I not enjoy looking at him. Over at a place called Shavy's, it's revealed that Torque left Hunter a very special gift. And to the surprise of no one, it's the Roller Hog, a further reminder of how much this boss fight pissed me off. Despite my hopes, the game forces you to ride the Roller Hog over to Spider, because I don't fucking know, the game wanted a cutscene or something. This nets me a further 127 zombie kills. After gate-crashing the place, the battle against Spider finally begins and he's fine. Certainly not an easy fight, but it's far from being the hardest thing I've had to do today. Upon killing Spider without issue, it's revealed that this all happened literal moments before Nick, wearing the wrong outfit, and Rhonda showed up. What a fucking mess this all was. At the end of Chaos Rising, we stand at 2 motorcycles, 1 sports bike, and Torque's motorcycle to help him build the Thrasher, resulting in 1 and 28 zombie kills respectively, and the Roller Hog to get to Production Bridge, killing 127 zombies. At the end of all this, I hope to never see another motorcycle ever again. The final episode in our hell ride today is Brad Parks, a character that didn't actually appear in the main game, but did appear in one of the Smart Glass exclusive missions. Yeah, the Smart Glass, everyone's favourite bit of tech. And then he was dragged into Dead Rising 4 for some reason. Brad is a ZDC agent that's currently dying in a safe house. His Zombrix chips malfunctioned and not giving him his needed dose. Like a shining white knight wearing the wrong outfit, Nick suddenly shows up and decides to give Brad a shot despite being disgusted at what the ZDC's been doing. Brad's one of those government agents that's actually a very good boy and doesn't know anything about the horrible crimes his fellow agents are committing. So, we don't have to feel too bad about playing as him as compared to Adam and Hunter. Brad's in contact with a woman named Cora, who he's helping by getting a large amount of Zombrix to a hospital in the city. The first thing we gotta do is go find a van, which is rather nearby. The problem is the absolute horde surrounding it. I enter it while standing on the roof somehow, and reveal that my third objective of the entire episode is to drive the van over to Cora. Fuck my life. And as if that wasn't enough, we can't even get on the freeway from certain entrances because the game apparently wasn't annoying enough before. As always, if the van explodes, we have to restart and there's no way to get around driving it because honestly, fuck my fun challenges, I guess. The Drive of Doom kills 156 zombies, but at least that means we'll be safe for a while now, right? Oh, come the fuck on. So we're off to go get some Zombrix chips to find out why they're malfunctioning. And for some reason, Brad wants to use a ZDC weapon called a pacifier, instead of, just punching them to death like a real champion would. I spend way too much time looking for one until I realize it's just on the ground like any other weapon would be. Cool. Next, we have to track down a bunch of king zombies to get their chips. And it turns out the pacifier was for absolutely nothing because just killing them also gets their chips. Alright, whatever, game. So I go on a very long and unexciting hunt to collect a bunch of Zombrix chips, and head back to Cora once I'm done. An explosion suddenly sounds nearby, so I guess that's our next objective, and oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, it's my favourite enemies in the game! I've done this bit enough. kill the bikers and find out that apparently they're just going apeshit and attacking people for some reason. So we head to our location to kill some bikers, so we can head to our location to kill some bikers before heading back to the hospital to kill some bikers. Also, the Zombrex truck we worked so hard to get back exploded, so now we have nothing. Now it's time to go pick up some bootleg shit because fuck yeah, dude, black market drugs. We have to fight a few Spec Ops dudes, but it's a pretty easy trip. Heading back to Cora, it's revealed that all the timing for the chips was turned off remotely, and it's time to go visit a hacker about it. Man, is it just me, or have we just been doing fetch quests this whole time? I know the other episodes were just fetch quests, but this feels especially prevalent in Brad's episode. Anyway, so I show up to a building and clear the zombies around and then spend just so fucking long trying to get inside the building. Once I get in though, we can speak to Nelson, our new hacker friend. And by friend, I mean Nelson is super not into the ZDC. After some more zombie clearing, Nelson reveals we're gonna have to go find a spectrum analyzer for him to track the signals we need. And he's actually coming with us for once. I also took away his turbine because, he won't need it. Nelson has a bad time crossing the bridge, as all survivors do, but we eventually get to the helicopter crash and avoid the men with guns long enough to get what we need and start heading to the electronics store. Then we have to go to the XXX store, and that was a whole runaround, and this whole goddamn trip's just a mess. Nelson asks us to burn some bodies at the front door while he works, which made me think we'd have to actually use some Molotovs, but it turns out he just wanted us to go waste some time. So I just stand there, like before. After some really hard work from Brad, Nelson tells us to head over to that goddamn big mansion again, because that's where our Spec Ops leader is. On the way over, Nelson chats with us and reveals that Brad's Zombrex chip is what's helping them track him, which isn't great news for us. Upon approach, I'm told to kill all the Spec Ops in the area, which is always my least favourite kind of task, but once that's over, Brad gets to pick up some plot details about Hemlock and Marion and the main game and all that sort of good stuff. Now we get to head back down to the lab and see our old pal Diego. Alright, but here's the fucking good part. Brad gets to be an ultra badass and cuts his own fucking Zombrex chip out, and honestly, fuck yeah, dude. He also gets rid of that ZDC attire and gets to show off them fucking arms. Yeah, Brad! Brad's just the best DLC protagonist, and that's a fact. We head over to the taxi company prison where Brad places his Zombrex chip on a corpse, I think. And because these dumb idiots never change, we use the exact same route Nick also used to get inside. We find Adam currently on a dying crawl with the black box he saved. He gives it to Brad, and Brad in return gives him a pistol. Adam decides to end his own life instead of turning, stating that he was just following orders. Brad responds that he was too, and it's an emotional moment, I guess. With the black box in hand, it's time to get back to the hospital to collect everyone up and get the fuck out of this goddamn city. Patients are loaded inside a ZDC control truck, and it's up to Cora and Brad to pick up a few more survivors at the communication tower, pick up Nelson, and get out of there. So there's a couple problems here. First things first, it's another fucking vehicle. If the vehicle is destroyed, you fail, blah blah blah, how do I get around this? Well, the short answer is that I didn't think I could. I just got into the van and started driving, because honestly, fuck it at this point, right? We pick up Rhonda, Gary, and Jeremy, nice to know they get out okay, and now it's time to pick up Nelson. The drive is a lot of fucking around and realizing I absolutely do not know how to drive in this city. I found Nelson after a lot of on-foot searching, and then I think something just kind of broke in my brain. I couldn't find the van, so I just started attacking the survivors. I don't know, man, it just sort of happened. I think I was testing their durability or something. I then stood on top of a car and waited for one of them to die, and it took like 6 minutes. So these guys are built pretty tough, unlike fucking Doug. So I reloaded and decided, fuck it, I'm not gonna give up so easily and use this stupid truck, and I started running. If the survivors had that much HP when I'm trying to kill them, surely they'll be able to make it through all the shit this city has to offer, right? So I took Cora and I ran all the way to where Rhonda, Gary, and Jeremy were, and they did not react. I tried driving a vehicle in, but that didn't work, and even when I specifically ran them over with said vehicle, it still didn't work. Alright, well, it turns out we're gonna need that fucking truck for these guys at least. So I drove the truck over, and they were much more receptive this time. And after grabbing them all, I began another sprint with all 4 in tow. We all made it to Nelson in one piece, also I took his weapon again, and now it's just time to get to the extraction point as the world tries to kill us all. The tunnel here is a goddamn scary place because of all the men with guns and explosives and zombies. It's a goddamn mess, but it is completely passable with all 5 survivors alive. And there it was, the shining beacon to end this godforsaken challenge with only minor usage of the truck. I took everyone up there, and it didn't work. The game didn't respond. Apparently, just like the Feastmobile in Fallen Angel and the Roller Hog in Chaos Rising, the game will just simply refuse you if you're not in the specified vehicle. And so all that running and work was for absolutely nothing. All 30 minutes of it. And so I was just forced to do the mission as was intended. There was nothing I could do about it. I couldn't do minimal usage like I wanted, because I'd still have to drive the truck to the end. The final fuck you from Dead Rising 3, I guess. As you can see, I just did it the normal way. Or at least you would be able to see if my fucking footage worked. For some ungodly reason, the final recording of this game is a goddamn slideshow. I have absolutely no clue to why it suddenly gave up right at the end, but I guess it's the final fuck you from Dead Rising 3. It's not like you're missing anything, I just do the mission like you're supposed to and it's really boring. The truck killed 368, I think? I'm not sure, the footage freezes with the counter on in the middle of a massacre. So let's just add like 25 more on and say I killed 393 zombies. Who gives a shit at this point, man? And that's The Last Agent, with Brad tossing his badge from the helicopter and renouncing the ZDC, I guess. What a fucking shit show. I know I use the term shit show pretty lightly, but this was a fucking shit show. 156 zombies killed with the Zombrex van, and 393 killed with the ZDC control truck. Fuck. And this, everyone, brings us to the end of the Untold Stories of Los Perdidos. A brutal fuck you to a weaponless run that honestly didn't feel nearly as fun as the base game, even disregarding my challenge. I know it's DLC and all, but Brad's story especially really felt like just a series of bollocks that dragged on too long. In total, we used all this shit. Just take a look at it. All that shit. What an awful fucking list. A flare, the armadillo, the Feastmobile, 15 shock blaster shots, 2 motorcycles, 1 sports bike, Torque's motorcycle, the Roller Hog, the Zombrex van, and the ZDC control truck. This is the saddest a challenge has looked so far. Even if I was to go back and very carefully kill every zombie surrounding a vehicle before driving, I still have to use the shock blaster to keep Doug's stupid ass from dying, so there's no real point in trying it. Again, if you can keep Doug safe without using any weapons or vehicles, I'd love to see a video of it. And that's it. I never know how to end these videos. Thanks for watching though, everyone. I really appreciate the continued support on my previous videos, even after 2 whole fucking years. If you've subscribed, if you've commented, if you've liked, or even if you just watched the video and didn't think it was trash, I genuinely do appreciate it. Like last time, I'm not going to put a date on when my next video is going to come out, though I certainly do have an idea or two that I might do. Either way though, thank you all so much, and I hope you're all doing well. Thank you so much, and goodbye.